You said you're not suicidal. Do you think that Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix were?
No, I think a lot of that stuff is drama for the sake of drama, people's conjecturing on their life.
Janis Joplin is a legendary singer who is also unfortunately a member of the notorious 27 Club. Her tragic death at 27 years old has long been surrounded by a common narrative that she was deeply depressed, lonely, and lost in the haze of drugs. But is that really the full story? Today, we take a closer look at Janis's final days and whether her passing was the result of despair or simply a rock star's lifestyle taken too far. For decades, the story has been told like this. Janis Joplin was a lonely soul struggling with self-worth, heartbreak, and addiction. By late 1970s, she was drinking heavily, using heroin, and despite her success, she felt isolated and misunderstood. Friends described her as fragile, and some accounts paint her final days as those of a woman who was spiraling downward. But not everyone agrees with that version of events. In fact, someone who knew Janis very well, Grace Slick of the Jefferson Airplane, says that the idea that Janis was depressed when she died simply isn't true. Let's listen in to what Grace Slick had to say.
Yeah, because I'm not suicidal. Never have been. It never even crossed my mind.
You said you're not suicidal. Do you think that Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix were?
No, I think a lot of that stuff is drama for the sake of drama, people's conjecturing on their lives and everything. What happened? I really think that what they were doing, it's the same thing I was doing, and I wasn't particularly depressed. Janis had a new record coming out, a new boyfriend at that time, a new producer, everything was looking good. She just decided to have a little more, because if this feels good, 2 more is going to feel great.
So Grace Slick's comments raise an important question. Was Janis Joplin really sinking into darkness, or was she just a free spirit living on the edge? That she was truly unhappy. In the weeks leading up to her death, Janis was working hard on Pearl, the album that would go on to become her most successful. She was drinking less, and those around her said she seemed more in control. But the night she died, something went wrong. Some believe she simply got a stronger dose of heroin than expected. Others insist she was battling inner demons. Either way, her story remains one of rock and roll's great tragedies. So, was Janis Joplin a tortured soul on the brink of despair, or a passionate artist who just took one risk too many? The truth, like Janis herself, is complex. What do you think? Was she secretly unhappy, or was her death a tragic accident? Now, there's one other thing to take into consideration here, which is the idea that she may have been murdered. Viewers have put this idea forward in connection with Jimi Hendrix and Jim Morrison, although very few people are able to offer any kind of leads or evidence to start looking for any concrete facts. So if you have any idea about conspiracy theories or alternate ideas of why Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix died such mysterious deaths, let us know in the comment section. And for my own part, I think that the most likely explanation is the one that Grace Slick gives here, that Janis just overindulged in her partying and took it a bit too far. This is what I think, but what really matters is what you think. So if you have an idea about this or any other topic connected to classic or contemporary music, please drop it in the section below, and remember to like and subscribe. Thanks a lot. Music Guru here, asking you to help us on our march to 10,000 subscribers.